Hello and welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today our focus is from the North Central region. We start off in Benue State, where Governor Hyacinth Alia says his administration is committed to the holistic development of education as he commends the reforms going on at the Benue State Universal Basic Education Board by the Executive Chairman, Grace Adagba. Now, the governor, who commissioned the multi-purpose hall as part of the overall improvement of the board headquarters, including the construction of 13 classroom buildings and a transparent automated payroll system, recommends her work ethics to other appointees.
Education stakeholders in Benue State, led by the executive chairman of the Benue State Universal Basic Education Board, converged to take stock of the reforms introduced in basic education in the last 1 year.
I've told you that we have the NCT chairman.
Among them are members of the State Executive Council, superb chairmen from Nasarawa State and the FCT, who are thrilled by the debate session from select schools in Benue State. The debate centers on whether public schools is better positioned for students than private schools as the teams dig it out.
Supervision are controlled by government. 2. Private training schools. I'm here to crush argument from our opponent, and if time permits me.
Impressed by their command of public speaking, the state coordinator of Universal Basic Education Commission and other guests reiterate that education is the key to eliminating many social vices.
We call you the Gen Z generation. We don't want you to end up being Yahoo. No, it pains my heart every day when I see young people derailing. It pains my heart. It really grieves me. So please, we're catching you young, and I hope that the teachers, you will not relent in doing what you are doing. We appreciate you, the teachers, and we pray that you will keep doing more to mold these ones.
The contestants, I think today I call them honorables because this positive initiative is actually developing the critical thinking of these children.
The Commissioner for Science and Technology restates that the future is bright with the performance of public school pupils in Benue.
Within time. And so, from everything I've heard here today, as students, I want you to clap for yourself. Thank you for being the future leader that we're expecting. And thank you for doing so wonderfully well.
Among the reforms achieved in the last 1 year is a complete remodeling of the board headquarters, the automation of teachers' payroll, and the construction of new public schools, which Governor Hyacinth Alia is here to commission.
We have been here in this hall. It is quite cozy and comfortable. The temperature is right. I know that you will put it to good use for the purpose for which it has been erected. We can have activities here that will promote the educational attainment of our children and place them on a sound footing to compete with children from any part of the world.
We did not expect to commission any project in this month, but miraculously it's happening, and we give glory to God.
In the name of the Son and in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Teachers' training and deployment of technology in the delivery of classes in public schools has improved school performance in the last 1 year.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Newsroom, has revoked lands belonging to former President Muhammadu Buhari, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. George Akume, and 759 other prominent figures and organizations in Maitama 2, Abuja, for non-payment of certificates of occupancy. This is contained in a publication by the Federal Capital Territory Administration. In a separate publication, the minister also threatened to revoke lands belonging to the minority leader of the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, former presidents of the Senate, Yocha Ayu and Ame Ebute, the chief whip of the Senate, Tahir Mungono, and 610 others, if outstanding fees owed to the FCTA for certificate of occupancy is not paid within 2 weeks. This revocation by the minister comes months after he made several pleas to FCT residents, especially those residing in hybrid areas, to pay their outstanding fees or risk revocation of their land. In Kwara, the state government has tasked local government chairmen to police farm produce from their councils so they are not sold to neighboring states or countries to the detriment of the locals. This became imperative because of the not too impressive research result backed by the United Nations World Food Programme.
The research backed by the United Nations World Food Programme was carried out in the 16 local government areas of Kwara State. The result is not different from what is obtainable in most parts of the country. It shows there are grounds to cover.
What we are trying to do is to gather information about the nutritional level of the people in the state. And this is done to forestall any crisis in food security, which will be in form of malnutrition and possibly death as a result of poor nutrition. So today, October this year, in Kwara State, we have gone out to collect data about the nutritional status of people down to the local government. And today we are presenting the results to see how we can curb food insecurity and what are those things that we need to improve on so that our people will be able to live a healthy life when they can get good food to eat.
From the report, which was based on guidance and assistance by the World Food Programme of the UN, Kwara State government partnered with the UN World Food Programme and were able to get for the first time in Kwara State data on nutritional assessment at the local government level. So from what you can see now, we have 8 local governments under stress while the other remaining 8 are under crisis. Thanks to the World Food Programme for the support. What it means that when you're under stress in terms of food and nutrition security means that people are still eating. They're eating fairly well, but they are grumbling and complaining that it's expensive. They're still eating well. But when it comes to crisis, people are already selling things to eat. They're already selling things to eat, borrowing, begging, and finding ways of just eating, whatever it is.
One of the identified challenges is the selling of farm produce to neighboring states and country without satisfying local demands. And this is why the state government is asking local government authorities to police their farm produce.
They are the people closer to the grassroots. They know most of these farmers, and they know most of the merchants that used to come to their local government and come and buy up most of this product. On their own part, they can as well set up a committee or any task force that would do something good for their own local government. So that at the end of the day, the state government will not be giving farm input or other agricultural support to the farmers, and somebody will harvest and take it to Benue Republic or take it to any of the neighboring states.
Local government chairmen on their parts are promising to take up the challenge.
We have a lot of ungoverned spaces that has not been used because the people that are farming, they are facing now because of their age. So there is need for us to bring in new set of people that will take over from them. While we are encouraging mechanized farming in large scale, we should also look inward and make sure that all the wards that we have under the local governments have make use of their youth to do things or to do farming, serious one.
The partnership between the state government and the WFP marks a significant step towards achieving food security and improved nutrition across Kwara State.
Still in Kwara, well, the state has taken delivery of the first set of compressed natural gas-powered buses and tricycles. Receiving the 20 CNG buses and 20 CNG tricycles, Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak says efforts are in the works with a private company to set up an assembly plant for gas-powered tricycles in the state. Governor Abdulrazak aligned with the presidential compressed natural gas initiative that gas-powered vehicles are economical and eco-friendly, even as he commended President Bola Tinubu for his efforts at easing the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy. Earlier in his remarks, the Vice Chairman of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Mr. Tony Zubair, disclosed that the federal government will convert 1 million commercial vehicles from petrol to CNG free of charge.
These 18-seater shuttle buses and tricycles will be deployed to support the public transport system at a discounted cost. Appropriate agencies of government will give details as soon as possible as to the mode of deployment. This initiative joins the long list of efforts we have made to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal on the populace. It's also a cardinal step in the national transition to cleaner and cheaper energy source. I indeed thank Mr. President. I thank his leadership. I thank the leadership of the PCNGI and our team for the progress made in this regard.
When you're coming in, you saw the tricycles on the right. They have brought them in, and they are about to start. They are working with the Kwara state government now to establish a factory here to be building tricycles in the state of Kwara. And that will be the gateway to the whole of the north. And this is where they're coming to establish it. And I know that this will change the face of both transportation and also even employment, and also be the source of pride for you as Kwara State to service the rest of the whole north.
Talking infrastructure development, the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency has assured Nigerians that adequate provision is being made to ensure hitch-free movement on all highways across the country. The Managing Director of FEMA, Mr. Chukwuemeka Agbasi, stated this while inspecting repairs of potholes and failed sections of federal roads along Ayingba-Atobe Road in Kogi State. The agency's zonal coordinator for North Central 1, comprising FCT, Kogi and Niger States, disclosed that all potholes and failed sections of the federal highways will be fixed to ease vehicular movement during and after the Yuletide festive period.
Operation Connect Your Destination 2.0, which was launched by Federal Road Management Agency last month, is aimed at providing comfort and safety to road users. The program focuses on removing obstacles that impede free traffic flow, a critical effort particularly in Kogi State, which serves as a key connecting route to numerous states and regions. The North Central Zonal Director and his team inspect some of the completed and ongoing work on federal roads. In some of the places inspected, some parts of the roads had been fixed, while work is still ongoing in others. This is the second phase of the FEMA initiative in Kogi State. The Road Maintenance Agency appeals for caution on speed limits.
This Operation Connect, is going on nationwide. And what FEMA is doing is that before 25th of December, we ensure that these roads are fixed. And even thereafter, we still continue fixing these roads.
Some of the commercial drivers commend the federal government for work well done.
Before this road, now every day parcel mechanic they chop our money because the road no good, gallop plenty. And the place where they go myself, we no go reach in time. So we know they enjoy now before. But now, if you see where I come on now, see where I don't reach by this time, I even shock.
FEMA is not only fixing the potholes, it's also clearing the vegetation along the road and desilting of the median carriageway along the Lokoja-Abuja highway.
We are not only looking at repairing failed sections and fixing of potholes. We also want to give, we are also carrying out vegetation control to be able to, for road users, to enhance the visibility of road users. By that, it will bring a sense of safety and a quick reaction to any obstacle ahead of them.
FEMA assures motorists that the work will be completed before 25th December 2024 to ease vehicular movement.
Welcome back. As Nigerians continue to grapple with the issue of natives and settlers, leading to communal crisis in some parts of the country, Nigerian citizens have been urged to discard the idea of the dichotomy between natives and settlers. Speaking at the convocation lecture in Lokoja, Kogi State, a political scientist from the University of Jos, Professor Sam Egu, says the failure of successive Nigerian governments to fund the nation's education is contributing to the promotion of ethnic nationalities. Professor Egu believes that the type of education that will promote national unity and cohesion is being neglected by government at all levels.
It's a gathering of academics, government officials, clergymen, judiciary, journalists, and members of civil society organizations as the issue of citizenship takes center stage in Lokoja, the Kogi state capital. The event is a convocation lecture by a renowned political scientist from the University of Jos, Professor Sam Egu, who believes that the failure of successive Nigerian governments to fund the nation's education is contributing to the promotion of ethnic nationalities.
If you look at the concept of citizenship, it is deeper than this. Deep in the sense that to be a citizen means a lot. And part of the problem in this country when you talk to people, because government is not doing anything for them, they are not even sure whether they are citizens of Nigeria. I am a citizen, but there's no security in my neighborhood. I'm a citizen, but I cannot pay for my education. I am a citizen, but there are limitations to what I can do. Citizenship is a very powerful force in this country. But what I need to do here, basically, is to say that to be a citizen means you are not a subject.
He also identifies issues of insecurity arising from communal clashes over the dichotomy between natives and settlers as a major challenge. Again, he blames ethnic nationalities for the crisis.
Once you live outside your local government, your right to certain resources will be contested. And I thought that I would like to highlight that so that citizenship education should be considered by the universities and all tertiary institutions as something to promote in terms of education.
The 2025 budget presentation by President Bola Tinubu to a joint session of the National Assembly may be a game changer for some sectors, going by the allocations for infrastructure, education, and defense. Even with the big spending expectations for 2025, a burden of responsibility is placed on the shoulders of citizens to do more for the country by way of promoting national unity instead of ethnic nationalities.
We are a country of many nationalities. We are not yet a nation. We are not. And that is reflective of what is on ground in this country. A country that is a nation knows the value of citizenship. If anything happens to American citizens in any remote part of the world, oh no, it cannot go unnoticed. Action is taken instantly. I want to charge Nigerians, I want to charge Nigerian government that we can do better for Nigeria. Please, we must not be part of the problem of this nation. We must be part of the solution to the problems of this nation.
The general consensus here is that attaining nationhood is realizable when Nigerians stop clinging to their ethnic nationalities at the expense of the nation, Nigeria.
60 inmates selected from the correctional centers in Nasarawa State have been granted freedom after the settlement of their respective fines. Now, the move, which is to enable the decongestion of custodial centers of the Nigeria Correctional Service in the state, is facilitated by a non-government organization and supported by the Nasarawa State government. Our correspondent, Halima Gayam, reports.
The Lafia Medium Custodial Center of the Nigeria Correctional Service is hosting the release of inmates selected across the state correctional centers.
60 of them remanded for various crimes are granted freedom after the payment of their fines and the due diligence implemented. A non-government organization, Asama'u and Hassan Foundation, has paid off their fines as well as provided palliatives under its rehabilitation and reintegration programs. It is a gesture which will not only decongest the custodial centers, but also give the beneficiaries another opportunity to be free so as to contribute to the society.
It is going to be remarkable because for the inmates that are going to benefit from this program, it will go a long way in their life, even that of their families, because some of them here, perhaps last week, did not believe that they would sit like this.
The state government is supporting the initiative as the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs has a plan to cater for the released inmates.
We're going to support her by having you under the humanitarian ministry to guide you. Then afterward, we'll present you to His Excellency so that we can now engage you in learning one or two skills. Because sometimes I believe it's because we are idle. We don't have something that we are doing. That's why we get in trouble. So when we equipped you with services, work to do, I'm quite sure you're going to be better, the environment will be better, and all of us will have a better place to live.
The inmates freed just in time to celebrate the Yuletide with their families are urged to be law-abiding to justify their release, a call they promised to heed.
I will advise them to be law-abiding citizens of the country, because if you refuse to be law-abiding, these are the reasons they end up coming to this kind of places. Like I said earlier to them, please be law-abiding citizens and learn to live in peace and be patient with one another.
These freed inmates reduces the number from the thousands awaiting trial in the state correctional centers, as authorities hope that more will be considered. Halima Agayam, Channels Television News.
The Joint Security Task Force Operation Safe Haven has restated its commitment to maintenance of peace as well as providing support to most vulnerable members of society as part of non-kinetic operations in crisis-prone areas. Commander, Operation Safe Haven and General Officer Commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, stated this during the distribution of relief materials in Sanga local government area of Kaduna State.
In continuation of the fulfillment of its mandate to maintain peace in areas of operation across Plateau, Kaduna and Bauchi states, the Joint Security Task Force visited Sanga local government area in Kaduna to rejoice with the communities for a bumper harvest following relative peace in the area. Residents are applauded for their support for security operatives in the fight against criminal activity, which had affected socioeconomic growth in the area, especially farming, the main preoccupation of the people. As a gesture to appreciate this support, vulnerable members from various communities in the area, including widows and physically challenged, are given consumable commodities and walking aids.
I want to first and foremost appreciate the people of Sanga local government area for the support to Operation Safe Haven, which we have enjoyed in the fight against criminality in southern Kaduna. The fight against criminality is like a system that we all have a part to play and collectively fight against.
The Farmers Association also appreciates the security operations in the area, which resulted in the bumper harvest for the Yuletide celebration.
We must live together in Sanga local government and have peaceful coexistence to enable us to produce more food that we can feed ourselves, so that we should say bye-bye to hunger in Sanga local government and Kaduna State. Which, sir, you came and you prayed for us that we should live in peace, which today we've seen the result. I believe my royal fathers and the entire people of Sanga local government testified that based on that, we have bumper harvest in the local government. So, and we have peaceful coexistence.
On behalf of the persons living with disability in the entire Sanga local government, I wish to express our profound gratitude for the kind gesture since the commander came to Sanga, that is Major Galadima. We have been seeing his hands in our life. He has touched most of us in many ways. In fact, we are hidden behind.
The Joint Security Task Force palliatives distribution is part of the ongoing strategy to cushion the effect of the economic hardship, as well as a way of encouraging communities to collaborate with security agencies in the fight against insecurity.
Can you make it hasty, please?
And with that, we draw the curtain on Newsroom series with our focus on the north-central part of the country. Thank you for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.